He pointed to me, so that means that we're at the beginning of the show, and it's great. It's back. It's Comic Book Mania.
What episode are we at?
I don't know. 24.
You're close. 25 will be our actually season finale.
Will it?
Which is crazy. Like, oh my god.
Crazy, Brandon.
It's going to happen that way. But yes, 2 weeks will be done for the summer. And then we'll be on to other things. Let's talk about news. Bring it up for me, Dante.
News.
Alright, good. In Supergirl news, the CBS actually officially ordered the series.
They took the series, they were like, it's
There's
ours.
a picture I want you to put up. It's a picture of Melissa, I forget her name, the main girl is playing Supergirl, eating a Supergirl cake in honor of this. So this is really nice.
Okay. There it is.
Mark Ruffalo thinks Emma Stone or Zoe Saldana would make a great She-Hulk. I don't think it's going to be Zoe because she's already playing Gamora, so I don't think it's going to happen. But Emma Stone, I could actually get behind.
I couldn't.
You don't think so?
She's already dead in the Marvel Universe.
They're rebooting that entire series.
I know.
So it doesn't matter. Well, we all. If you want to play that card, Firestorm. Is it not Firestorm?
Firestorm?
Human Torch. It still exists. They haven't rebooted it yet, so Chris Evans is playing two parts right now.
And he's doing a great job at it.
Not at the first one. Avengers Infinity War to be filmed entirely with new IMAX cameras.
What does that mean?
New IMAX cameras are going to fill the entire
Exactly.
thing. In sad news, which I think is really sad, Hugh Jackman confirms Wolverine 3 will be his last time playing the character.
Yeah, I was reading an interview with this, and the reason he's going to stop is because he feels like the role has taken its course.
He's been Wolverine for 17 years.
So I've loved what he's done.
Oh, of course, it's the perfect Wolverine.
I still feel like after a few, give it like 10 years or so, bring him back and have
Old
the
Man
Logan stuff.
I think that's what actually they're going to.
You need to read that.
I will read it. The CW picks up Legends of Tomorrow as a series, so that's officially.
I heard about that. That's the name, by the way. Yeah.
I like the little graphic. It looks old comic book.
See it.
You'll see it. Just put a picture up. You'll see.
No.
Sierra Renee, who plays Hawkgirl, tweets out herself and castmates of Legends of Tomorrow will be on the season finale of Flash, which I'm thinking they're going to show, because they added 2 minutes to the end of Arrow, too, which I'm thinking they're going to have the trailer played after Arrow.
Well, I just want to say, I know we're talking...
Because Arrow's season finale is this week. Well, next week.
Next week.
Considering, yeah.
But I just want to say, I'm very excited for this next episode of Flash.
Yes. The
We'll
team-up episode.
Talk about that.
Kevin Fiji
Fish.
says Marvel Cinematic Universe will never take a dark turn, which kind of bugs me because there's another piece of news that happens later on this episode that kind of goes against it.
I think I know what you're talking about.
But I'm okay with that. I don't need it to go dark. I don't need it.
No, I think it's the whole family-oriented is good.
I get a lot of pieces of Tom Hardy news because he's awesome. We love Tom Hardy. First one I didn't write down, but I just remembered it. I think we talked about last week.
Tom Hardy's thing with the Joker last week?
Yeah, this week he's got 2 pieces of news. One I didn't write down. He wants to play the Punisher, which I'm all for. 100% cast him, please.
Bring him in season 2 of Daredevil?
Yes. They were actually talking about that Daredevil wants him to be in that. But he's also working on something DC Comics related. I have an idea what it could be. The character's black in the comic books, and prior iterations, Spawn. He could be Spawn, which I would not be opposed to.
He's actually up. There was an article going around of who could play Wolverine next, and he was one of the top people.
I'd rather see him play Punisher.
I would much rather.
When I think of that, that's perfect casting. It's like Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man. Perfect.
If he just does a dark voice.
Oh, definitely. I can see it.
I think he'd do phenomenal.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. spin-off not moving forward at ABC. Yeah. I'm actually starting to watch the
Throughout
seasons.
this past week, 79 shows were canceled.
I know.
And one of them...
That's after this. Rosario Dawson officially returning for Daredevil Season 2, which I'm happy about. She was great for the couple episodes she was in.
This is me. I'll take the reins.
All right.
So, in sad news, one of my favorite shows...
To both of ours. Of the season.
Yeah,
of the year.
Constantine has officially been canceled by NBC.
Fuck you, NBC, by the way. Thank you for that.
On a brighter side...
CW might be getting it.
CW might be picking it up, and there have been celebrities.
I have that.
Well, I figured I'll just
Okay, you want to talk about
this?
Uh-huh.
Celebrities have been saying that they will be on the show. They'll guest star, and some of the top ones were... Stephen Amell said he would love to. And
he was in talks to do it already, yeah.
Do you have the plans?
Yeah, I have
Okay, so I'll save that.
And... Who the other one?
And then William Shatner was asked by Donald
you
something.
wanted him to be who?
I didn't want it.
A lot of people did.
Well, no. The guy asked him.
Oh, to be
and he said, "How about this character?" And the character was Dr. Fate, which they did want to bring in on season 2. So that would make perfect sense.
Yeah, I like it.
So I would.
So
be in love.
This is another. Constantine was after it was canceled for a second season. Constantine was trending on social media.
Save Constantine.
People are going crazy because they want to see this show get its well-deserved reunion or renewal.
Because
on
Matt Ryan
the CW is the perfect Constantine.
He's phenomenal.
I watched the movie and it wasn't bad, but I didn't see Keanu Reeves as Constantine. You have to put up another picture. James McAvoy gets haircut for X-Men Apocalypse.
Oh, he shaved his head!
Looks like Xavier, which I love.
No, Patrick Stewart still looks like Xavier.
Well, of course, but I'm talking about young Xavier. He does look like it. This is a piece of news I think you'll like. Suicide Squad looks to be set in Midway City, the location of Hawkman.
Yeah. I'm excited, because hopefully they can bring him in as like a police officer at first.
Okay.
And then just...
bring him in as a superhero?
Yeah.
And when Stephen Amell was talking, he was at Wizard World Philadelphia, which we should have been at this weekend, but we weren't. They did a live panel, and they streamed it, so I got to watch it, which was really cool. Stephen Amell says any DC Comics TV show can cross over across networks. That means Gotham, Flash,
Gotham can
CBS, Supergirl, all that.
Yeah, and even
hopefully
including...
Constantine gets a second season.
And Titans.
And Titans. He did say Titans, because he was... Yeah. And he's like, we already discussed a Constantine appearance, so that's pretty cool. And... my favorite animated movie of all time. This is my favorite animated movie. Incredibles. How good that movie was. It's getting its sequel. Brad Bird just confirmed it's his next film. He played Mr. Incredible, the main character. Yes, he voiced him. He's the director of it, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for him.
He directed one of my favorite
Who's Brad
movies.
Bird?
I can't put a picture in the face, but... in Avengers news, Avengers 2, Paul Bettany had just been told he was never going to work again in Hollywood, then got the call to play the Vision Avengers 2. So big screw you to Hollywood.
I do want to bring up how Paul Bettany, there was an interview with him and Robert Downey Jr.
On Ellen, I think it was.
Maybe,
yeah.
But Robert Downey Jr. was saying how Paul Bettany, he would go in and he would just go in whatever he was wearing, record his lines for Jarvis, and then leave. And he was like, that's a dick move. So when they finally said, hey, we're going to bring you up as the Vision, he was like, oh, you mean I have to actually do things? And they're like, yeah, sorry. And Robert Downey Jr. was like, ha, fuck you, Paul. It's good that they have that chemistry.
All the people on that set love each other.
Oh, it's great.
You can see it chemistry-wise. I didn't get to write this down because there's a lot of people. I didn't have enough space in this. But they casted Civil War people. And they said who was going to be in the movie. Martin Freeman is going to be in it. He's not playing a super. It's I think there's Everett, some guy named Everett. He's going to be playing, which is he was in Civil War. He was a big part of it.
I thought they didn't confirm it yet.
Black Panther is confirmed. I think Doctor Strange. I'm not exactly sure.
I don't know about that. I know Ant-Man.
Ant-Man got confirmed. Carter. God damn it.
Agent Carter?
Not Agent Carter. The other one. Sharon Carter, I think her name was. She was in Captain America 1. She was a blonde girl. She was in that. But yeah, a lot of they basically should have just called this Avengers story at this point because that's what it's leaning towards.
Yeah.
So yeah, Martin Freeman is not playing a superhero. No, he didn't get cast.
I didn't think so.
Which because the ending of Avengers 2 kind of led to that.
Well, sort of.
The synopsis for AKA Jessica Jones release, I'm going to read it off.
Oh, I didn't even hear about this.
Ever since her short-lived stint as a superhero ended in tragedy, Jessica Jones has been rebuilding her personal life and career as a hot-tempered, sardonic, badass private detective in Hell's Kitchen, New York City. Plagued by self-loathing and a wicked case of PTSD, Jessica battles demons from within and without, using her extraordinary abilities as an unlikely champion for those in need, ... especially for those if they're willing to cut a check. Cut her a check.
Yeah, she's a bit of a money whore.
I'm loving what they're doing with the series.
Who plays Jessica Jones? If you know.
God damn it.
Because I don't know off the top of my head.
Kristen Ritter.
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, she's a really good actress. And we got David Tennant as the Purple Man, which I think is going to be great. And Mike Coulter is going to be in it. They showed pictures of them on the set.
Luke Cage
is in the series. So I think he's dealing with PTSD too, and she's helping him out.
All I want to see is Heroes for Hire.
So it's Jessica Jones, and then is it
Luke Cage.
It's Luke Cage and then Iron Fist. Okay.
Do you know who Heroes for Hire are?
No.
It's the team of Luke Cage and Iron Fist when they decided that they would go try to make money as superheroes. So they were the Heroes for Hire, and you could pay them any amount.
Was that Iron Fist and Luke Cage?
That's what I just said.
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Thanks. So yes, and it's phenomenal.
It's
and
a comic book, right?
It's around the time that Luke Cage had the tiara,
okay.
which I really hope they bring it in.
I like the guy that got to play Luke Cage. Mark Coulter, he looks great. I didn't write this down, but I want you to add this because it was Mother's Day the other day, and Ryan Reynolds tweeted out a picture of Deadpool, and it's him giving birth to a baby, and he's like, "Happy Mother's Day." I'm so excited for this film. I think it's going to be fantastic. I think they got the tone down correctly. Ryan Reynolds is going to be great. Stephen Amell says Casey Jones' origin story in TMNT 2. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. We got Bebop and Rocksteady, his origin story. Are we ever going to see the Turtles in this movie? You didn't see the first one, did you?
No, I didn't.
Watch it. It's not that bad. A lot of people hated on it. I actually enjoyed it. I mean, for God's sakes, the originals were not that good either.
Yes, they were.
Greg Nicotero says the Wolves are the big bad of season 6. Excited for this?
Do you get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Do you get it?
Negan's coming in. I think it's coming in.
The big bad wolf.
I know. I got it.
Oh.
We talked about earlier how Kevin Feige says the Marvel Cinematic Universe isn't going dark. Well, apparently Captain America: Civil War reportedly is filming a funeral scene.
And we've read it.
But I don't think they're going to add that character.
Because he hasn't been in it. But there is another character who does change size.
Yeah. That was in the description, so... I'm not going to say it, but I think if you obviously know who is in it, you should know who they might kill off. That'd be a quick...
They're not going to. He's already been confirmed for Infinity War.
Who do you think they'll kill him off?
Captain America.
You think so? You think it's the... spoilers for anyone that hasn't read Civil War.
He doesn't die in Civil War.
He does die in Civil War.
No, he doesn't. He dies afterwards in The Fallen Sun.
It's in that kind
Don't play with me, bro.
It's kind of in that.
Don't play with me, bro.
And finally, in X-Men Apocalypse news, Gambit and Wolverine are probably up for the movie. They're going to probably be in it.
Wait, I thought Wolverine wasn't.
So apparently they're going to.
They said Hugh Jackman was like, "Nah, I'm not going to be."
I think he'll be in it. I hope Gambit's in it. Do you like who they got to play Gambit?
Oh my God!
What?
Thought of a great idea.
Okay.
So do you know what his horsemen are made of?
The Four Horsemen?
Yes.
For Apocalypse?
Do you know
Are they mutants? Different
yes,
mutants?
They're different mutants.
No, I'm not that...
So who they could include, which would be fantastic...
Yeah.
Gambit was one of the most, anticipated ones.
Okay.
Wolverine was another one.
Gambit's going to be a bad guy in this movie?
Mr. Sinister, which would be a great one. And then another one.
Who you don't know.
I think...
who do you think?
Archangel.
I think Archangel's already set. I think because they're bringing in Angel's going to be in it, and then I think he turns bad when Apocalypse gets to him.
Well, the reason he does it, I think he does it because.
See, I don't know much about Apocalypse. That's why I'm excited because that's also AKA Jessica Jones. I know nothing. I think you don't know really anything either about it. That's why I'm looking forward to that series and Apocalypse. But that was news.
That was great.
Awesome.
All right, let's get to the shows. For those of you leaving, thank you for watching. We love you all.
As always, subscribe. Oh, sorry.
As always, two lines. 2 lines you need to remember.
You could have just skipped over it. And
because then it gets awkward. Comment
and subscribe.
And I love you. He sucks. Good day. We'll see you for the reviews.
2 weeks left.
Whee! Here I go. Whee!
And let's talk about
Gotham.
Let's talk about our feelings about the entire season, then we'll talk about the episode. How do you think the season went out? Because I talked about it for the beginning, how I was giving it a couple episodes and I was done.
Yeah.
And it got better.
I'm gonna do a graph here.
Okay.
This is how it started.
Okay.
It was okay, and then it was like, whoa, this is different. And then it was like, oh god, this is different.
And then just ended.
And then it was like, holy shit, the electrocutioner is great. He's phenomenal, and he's dead. Okay, great.
Ogre was awesome, and
Ogre's
he's
great.
dead.
And he's dead. And I'd say it ended at a high point.
I don't think so. I don't like the last episode.
I
didn't like the last 2
I
episodes.
tolerated it.
I thought they were average, if not worse.
I mean, I think it could have been better.
Oh, the show... I was reading up on reports that they could make this show an kind of anti-Batman, where they kill off Bruce Wayne. And they don't even bring in Batman. They can make this its own series. They can make Gordon into, the Batman of the series. Which is what they're kind of doing. And they could make Harley Quinn...
I'm gonna be Batman!
Barbara either Joker. I would love to see her as Joker. I think that'd be pretty cool. But we'll talk about why I think that with this review.
I mean, there's really not much to talk about.
Fish came back to town. And Selena, who's been kind of a good guy this entire season...
decided, hey, F y'all.
I'm gonna I'm gonna join you guys. And then Fish came back looking like from Thunderdome.
No, the best was she goes, "Good morning, children." She goes, "We're not children."
And it ain't
And
morning.
it's not morning. And she's like, "It will be in a few hours. There's a new dawn upon us."
I was like, alright, she's
And she was
chewing
like-
the scene right now.
And Selena's like, "Alright,
Alright, I'll join you." And then they capture Falcone is about to be killed off by Penguin. Gordon comes up, he's like, "You're not gonna
Saves
kill
the
him."
day.
I'm like, oh, this is
Maroni's
so
guys
oh,
come
this is
in
so
with
bad.
Loeb, and then Loeb is like,
Kill him, go ahead.
"I don't care what happens. I'm Commissioner Loeb."
I'm like, this is just ridiculous. Like, I don't want to hate the series. I want to love it. You know that.
Yeah.
We both do. We both want to love
I
this.
think at the end of the episode, we were like, "Whoa, that was great," and then we had a few days for it to set in, and we were like, "Whoa, that was okay."
That was okay.
decent.
And then we get the big fight scene that we've all been waiting for. They're captured by Maroni and Fish. They have all joined forces. It's Gordon, Bullock, Penguin, Butch, and Falcone. And they let
Katrina.
Butch go because he's freaking out. He's trying to decide what to
Well,
do.
no. Before that, Maroni's talking to Fish, and he's like, "All right, babe. Oh, I'm sorry," and he keeps calling her babe. And
This is actually where I was like, okay, if they do this, they could do a lot more because he's not supposed to. Whatever happens right now is not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Because he's big when Batman comes in.
Well, Maroni's talking to her, and he keeps
calling her babe.
and she's like, "Don't call me that," and he keeps doing it.
It's
so
like
she's
slip
like,
of the tongue.
she's like, "Fine," shoots him right in the face.
And I'm like, okay, so if they do this, they could do a lot more with this series. They don't got to keep the
then
established
a shootout
Batman.
happens, and then everyone gets free.
My favorite part of the episode, I don't know why, but they're all chained up, and Fish is like, "We're gonna kill you now," and then they escape, and all you see is they all get captured again. Maroni, Penguin, not Penguin. God damn it, what's wrong with me? Falcone, Bullock, and Harvey, and then we're like, "Where's Penguin?" And all he sees is get this big ass gun start shooting everywhere. And I'm like, "That's awesome."
I'm not sure if you noticed the faulty. Whoever was doing the editing of this video did a shitty job.
The episode.
That's what I meant.
Episode, yeah.
Yeah, I was. Whoever does the editing of this video did a shitty job. No, there were parts where Falcone's sitting. He's got his hands all the way up here, and it's got like a triple knot on it. And then he's got his hands down here, and it's got like a single loop. And it keeps going back and forth. I'm sitting there, I'm like, whoever did this episode is an idiot.
I'm surprised it's getting a second season, but hopefully it's a lot better next season.
Yeah.
We get to the end of the episode where
Barbara tries to kill
Leslie.
Leslie.
Which I kind of liked because it added to she's becoming psychotic
Yeah.
because of what happened with the ogre. And I loved this scene. I think it was probably my favorite scene of the episode when her and Barbara are fighting.
Not mine.
And no, because when she's in the bathroom and she's trying to break down there, all I'm waiting for is, "Here's Barbara!" and her break it down.
Here's
But
Barbie.
Leslie basically beats the shit out of her head, pounces on the door, and Gordon comes in. And they're like, "What's going on?" She got a knife on me, and that's what happened.
She tried to kill me.
So back where they're getting captured, Penguin is looking for Fish because he's done with her. He's like,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna kill you now." She's like, "Fish," and then he goes towards. She goes upstairs, and he follows her, and she's behind a wall with a pipe, and he's looking for her, and she smacks him. They get into a tussle.
Then they're on like the edge and they're fighting, and Butch comes over and
He's been
like,
freaking out this episode because he doesn't know what to do.
And they're both saying, "Shoot him, shoot her, shoot it." And he's like, "I don't know what to do," so he shoots them both in the leg. And they're like, "Ah, why did you do that?" And then Penguin throws her over the balcony.
And she lands in the water, which kind of leads it to maybe she's dead, maybe she's not. Because they want to bring her back.
Yeah.
They love.
But then my favorite scene happened with the Riddler.
Oh, the Riddler.
And Miss Kringle comes in and she's like, "So I noticed something odd about the note from
Detective douchebag.
Doherty." And he's like, "Oh, what's that?" And she goes, "The first letter of each
Each first line, yeah.
says
Nigma.
spells out Nigma." And he goes,
That's a coincidence.
And she's like, "That is weird." And so she leaves, and he's like, "How did she figure it out?" No one can figure out my riddles. My
And
riddles.
he starts
And he starts having a
freaking out.
meltdown. And there's just like they show it, and
It's kind of like a Schmeagol Gollum kind of
It's
thing going on right now.
phenomenal.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I like the camera
loved
for
it.
that work of that part. And then we get to, I think that was that the end, or
And then they show the Bruce Wayne, and he's like, "I figured it out. My dad was stoic. A philosopher once said
they
stones."
built it. Like this is probably I was most looking forward to this, but then I should have thought of it. Okay, they're gonna end it off on a cliffhanger. God damn it, they ended off on a cliffhanger because him and Alfred are looking throughout the entire place. They get the book with the stoic thing that Lucius Fox was telling them about.
Well,
They
no.
find it. He's like, "What are you gonna find in there? A bomb?" And he's like, I hope not. And he finds what does that thing do? And he's like, here's the classical music. And he's like, oh, and then the fireplace opens up.
The fireplace pushes backwards, and they look down a stairwell, and it
Gotham!
down. And then I just thought it was hilarious that he goes, stoic, math, science, pretzels, beer, stones.
Alexander the Great was stoic. I was like, what? How did you get that?
It was so stupid. I was sitting there, I'm like, how did he come to that?
And then,
doesn't make any
that
sense.
was the first season of Gotham.
So,
For one,
I'm going to end it out on a 5. I'm going to give it half and half.
What, the entire season of 5? Yeah, I think that's really fair. Wow, I thought you were going to go higher. I'm gonna agree with you. 5, I'm going to match it.
Wait a minute. What have I never been fair?
No. I mean, I thought you would have gave it higher.
No,
Like,
because it had its good points and it had its bad points, but I think they were
when
equal.
it was good, it was really good. When it was bad, it was terrible.
When it was bad, it was birdemic.
Yeah,
bad.
and it was like, when it was average, it was really average. So, that was Gotham. Hopefully next season's better. They should just, when people were talking about this, they should just get away from Batman. I think they should make this into its own thing.
They never can.
I think they can. If they kill off Bruce Wayne next season, they can.
First episode, Alfred turns, shoots him in the head. He's like, I've known what's been going on here the whole time. And he puts on the cape and cowl, and he's like, I'm Batman.
He takes off his...
It's pain.
It's pain.
Bundeslau sent me.
Oh my god, that'd be great. And Alfred's been dead this entire time.
Alright, so let's move on to probably my favorite episode of the week.
Of the season, too?
Up there.
Up there?
Up
It was
there.
good. It was good. Let's talk about Flash. Let's talk about the best episode of the week.
Baby.
No, you do that every time.
Because you set me up.
I don't want to. Let's talk about Flash and
How?
the second best villain of the show. You love this villain. That's why I said it, because you love it. I still think Reverse Flash is the best villain on the show.
I think Grodd took the title from him.
Grodd is working for Harrison, so it's
because his
second.
father.
Yeah, I know.
It's his father.
Which is a kind of good dynamic.
I just want to see them two fight the Flash, and me just go.
I think Grodd's coming out this week.
Flip your phone upside down.
I think Grodd's coming out this week for this episode.
No, he's gone.
I don't think he's gone. I think he's with Harrison right now.
No. They've said
Where is
he's
he?
done for the season.
Where is he?
They don't know.
Where is he? Groddland?
Yeah,
Is that a place?
he's in a zoo.
The place where he was locked up?
No, he was. He was locked up in Star Labs.
It looked like a zoo.
It was. It was a cage.
Yeah, it was a zoo. So
It wasn't a zoo.
He went back to his home.
At Star Labs.
Grodd Island.
Okay, let's talk about the episode.
Or
so,
Skull Island.
That's King Kong.
That's a good reference, though.
It was a very good
Because
reference.
he made
Good
a
job.
King Kong reference this episode.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
All right.
So
They're dealing with the aftermath of Harrison Wells revealing himself finally.
Yeah.
Not that way. That'd be funny.
I'm Harrison Wells.
No, stop it. So they're dealing with that, and then Barry is being attacked by a man in a mask.
Well, there's a place, the Gold Reserve, which I love how all these things are conveniently placed. Oh my god, it's the Central City Gold Reserve!
They have names for everything.
What? Well, that's being robbed by a man in a mask with a gun,
Yes.
and he
Flash
starts,
goes after him.
and then Flash starts getting these visions of a doctor, and then the man starts dancing, which was funny, 'cause he was like...
Well, he's having the same visions, and he's going through
he was
it.
dancing!
He wasn't dancing. He was going through it.
So, he runs away, basically. They get everything back to normal. And they're like, alright, we're gonna move it, but we're gonna use an ice cream truck. So they got the music playing. Kids come up to the car, and they're like, can we have ice cream? And he's like, sorry, kids.
We're all out.
Then why do you have the music playing?
Oh, that means we're all out.
That was the best line.
And Joe's like, we should probably turn the music off.
So they,
The guy in the mask
driving,
turns again.
and then they shoot him. And he's like, psh, bitch.
They shoot him again.
And so he starts walking towards him, and everyone's like, whoa.
And Barry comes out and punches him.
And then they take the mask off, and it's General Eileen?
What?
Say what?
I think you are deserving of a applause because you have been saying.
Can I have that for a minute? I think someone's calling.
Oh, who's calling?
It's there. Oh, I called it. That's what it was.
On your page, you got into a fight with somebody.
I did.
I think you should address it now.
It wasn't.
No, address it, because you were right. He was wrong.
Yeah, and I said this before once the promo came out and we saw General Eiling. Well,
even before that, I
had a theory that he was going to use him for his own will.
And
because he's a giant fucking gorilla, he can't go out into the world and do things. So
King Kong did it, he was like, nope, we're going to make the same mistakes he did.
He's going to use a puppet.
And it's Eiling.
And that's what he did with Eiling. And I was so happy to see Eiling because I was like, I did it!
You were right. I'm very proud of you.
But it was weird that I called it that
did.
well.
You called it really early on. After Eiling was taken from
Eiling,
Grodd.
exactly.
You got into the argument that night.
Well, no, I texted you, and you were like, what do you think happened? And I said, Eiling is still alive.
I didn't dispute you.
Grodd.
I didn't dispute you.
Yeah. I was like, he's with Grodd. Grodd is going to use him for his own will. And you were like, okay.
Okay, I agree.
And I think I said it on the show.
You did, yes, when we discussed it. You can go back and check that out. If you
I'm
want
not.
to. No, I'm not telling you, the viewer.
Put an annotation there.
I'm not going back. You think I'm going to go back? Let them do the homework.
Annotations.
I don't know what episode it was. I'm not going all through the episodes. Alright, so you were right about Eiling. Congratulations.
Yes.
I will give you that one.
They take Eiling to the, what's the fucking place?
Flash Cave.
It's not the Flash Cave.
The pipeline.
Yes, the pipeline. Thank you. And he's in the cell, and they're like, General Eiling, how you doing there? He goes, there is no Eiling. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Only Grodd.
Only Zool. So then he's like, Barry Allen. He goes,
how do you know me?
And then she's like, General Eiling. He goes, me like Caitlin. And she's like,
oh, okay.
She like covers herself. She's like, stop. He's like, Caitlin, nice. And then he goes, who's in charge?
I didn't catch that. Now I think that's adorable that he said that.
Yeah.
I forgot.
That's why he was talking to Caitlin.
Oh, I forgot about
because
that.
Caitlin, and they even showed it in a flashback.
Yeah.
That she gave him food and stuff.
That makes
and she
so much
treated
more
him nice.
sense.
And he goes, who's in control? And he's like, Eiling not in control. Grodd is. And they're like, who the fuck Grodd? And Caitlin's like, oh, shit.
But Cisco's like, if all the movies I've seen, I know where this is going. And he makes a lot of movies references.
He
in the
does.
episode. And then we find out, after he gets Eiling, they go back upstairs and they're all discussing about what's happened. And all you see is Iris coming, and she's like, I know you're the Flash! And I'm like, no, this is stupid!
I was waiting for the Mr. Man.
Nope, that's Felicity. We'll get on to that in our review.
I think each show deserves a Mr. Man.
No! That's saved for Felicity. And we're gonna have a lot to discuss.
I know you're the Flash!
Stop, don't say it. That's my character.
It's just great. So,
and there's a lot of drama, and
yeah.
she's like, and she's angry at Joe now. And she's
angry
like,
she's always angry.
And
Candace Patton, though, I love you. She's fucking great.
I don't like Iris.
I like Candace Patton.
I should like Iris, but I don't.
But so then they find out like, hey, he's in the sewers. Let's go find him.
Which the viewers have known since the beginning.
Yeah.
You haven't. You're playing.
But it's just funny because they were like, let's go find him, and on the inside we're all like, you probably
Joe's like,
shouldn't.
I'm gonna go after him, and Candace is like, Iris is like, what are you doing?
You're
and
an old man.
Cisco jokes around, he's like, oh, if I was gonna go, this and that, and Joe's like, you're coming.
He's like, aw.
And then him and Bat, they all go down, and this scene, so tense, so good.
Oh my God.
They're going through the sewer, and they're lighting off like flashlights.
It's just little lights they're putting down, so they
and
know
all you see is the water.
you see the ripples. And Cisco says, if I haven't seen Jurassic Park...
I still have to see that, by the way. It's coming out.
Says if I didn't see Jurassic Park, I wouldn't know what was coming.
And I'd be scared shitless right now.
And so you hear, like, noises, and everyone's like, oh, shit. And then you see something pop around the corner. It's like, hey, what's going on?
It's Grodd.
And then Barry's like, ah! And shoots it.
Barry's not good.
And then the worker comes out, and he's like, ah, my arm now.
Why would you shoot me? I was working down here.
Why wouldn't you look?
You have flashlights. What are you doing? There's no monkey down here. What are you doing? Gorilla. I'm sorry. For all you animal enthusiasts, this is Gorilla. So, they see Grodd, and this motherfucker, holy shit, looks good.
For CGI.
CGI, I was like, that is...
But he comes, and he captures Joe, and they all run, and they're like, ah!
But Cisco's like, we gotta go!
Probably my favorite scene came in...
when he's talking to Grodd.
No.
Oh.
After that. And he's talking to Grodd, and Joe's like, ah, giant monkey man!
And he uses his telekinesis, and he starts pointing the gun. And I'm like, I said it last week because I was like, they're gonna kill Joe off. I was like, oh, I'm almost right.
And he aims the gun, and he goes, no, and throws the gun. And he's like,
Grodd, no light guns.
Father.
Oh, Father
hates guns.
Father hates guns.
And
you're like, who are you talking about?
Who, Daddy? So,
Joe's like crapping his pants at this point. I'm like, Joe's gonna die.
So then they start setting up to where they're gonna get Grodd.
Steam him out and everything.
and they send him into this tunnel, and he's like, Barry's 5.67.
I was like, wait, are they bringing it back?
Yeah, this was my favorite scene. Because he's like, the mile-long punch.
It was, well, no, wasn't the,
No, it's what he did to
the
Girder.
flash punch or something
No,
like
it's the
that.
mile punch.
Are you sure?
Because it's a mile long.
Okay.
And you have to run it,
Right.
and then, so he goes to
I called it, though, he was gonna do this. I was like, they're not gonna do it twice. It's
So he runs, and he pulls back, and then grabs
Grabs him.
his
It's like,
fist, and then throws him. And they're like, it didn't work?
You went really fast. What happened?
So then,
He starts getting in his head.
Yeah, he throws him through a wall, and a train's about to come, and he's getting into his head, and Iris is like, Barry, listen to me. It's me, Iris. I didn't know if you knew it was me. So
I don't know if you know my voice. It's me. And she's like,
meanwhile, Barry's
like,
flattened.
if you can't do it for yourself, do it for me. And I was like, oh, this is stupid.
Do it for me. Do it for Iris West Ellen. And he's like,
and then he goes, and the eyes go crazy.
so then he dodges the train. Crowd's like, shit.
And he goes after him, and
And he grabs the train and goes that way.
it's like, they took out Grodd with the train.
Yeah.
And the episode was awesome.
It was phenomenal. And then they ended it where they were all talking, and then you see in the background a monkey man climbing, and then he jumps off the building at the camera and goes,
Like, oh!
and then they ended it with Eobard talking to...
They were
I'm gonna start calling him Eobard now.
This entire episode they've been talking.
Yeah, they were talking, he's like...
He's building something, you're
yeah,
like, what is
he's
he
like,
doing?
finally, it's done!
And it looks like a particle
It
accelerator.
looks like a dildo.
And then he turns on the light, he goes upstairs, turns
upstairs.
on the lights, and it's the pipeline.
Which you didn't know.
I didn't know, I had to be told this.
It was fun.
And I think because they released a preview how he releases all the villains for next week, and we get the not all-star, but
not,
the team
that was
up.
a past episode.
But I still don't see how Ollie's good. I get it because okay, we'll talk about that in a minute because he's in the team up episode next week.
Yeah.
So
it might be the events that come after the season finale.
No, because the Flash episode's first, and then the season.
Well,
finale.
I know, but that doesn't mean they're on the same wavelengths.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. No, but Barry helps him in the finale of Arrow.
Yeah, and that
so
could be-
it's kind of like weird.
Well, no. What I'm saying is,
So you think Flash happens
Barry?
before?
No, the Arrow season finale happens before
oh,
this
okay,
episode.
okay.
So then
'Cause
Barry goes and helps.
The season finale is after the Arrow season finale.
Yes.
We have 2 episodes left of Flash.
Yes.
And 1 episode left of Arrow, which will be the season finale.
Yes.
And then, yeah. So let's talk about Arrow now. Great episode, Flash. You're on a freaking roll. See, I will say this. Flash season 1 is on par, a little bit less than season 2 of Arrow. Because I thought season 2 of Arrow is my favorite comic book show season behind. It's like Daredevil season 1, Arrow season 2, and then Flash. And the Gotham's like on the bottom.
Gotham's like, hey, I'm still here.
And we will talk about what's going on in Arrow right after these commercial breaks.
There's no commercial.
Here I go. Whee!
Alright, we've got 9 minutes to talk about Arrow, so let's do this.
Alright, Speedy talk. Speaking of Speedy, Thea got the costume.
Segues! Yes!
That's a
You
really
did it!
good one.
Woo!
Thea-
let's just talk about that. We saw
Thea
Roy
met with
again,
Roy.
and he got a better send-off in this episode than he did when
Bullshit. All he did was bang and leave.
No, but I thought...
He hit it and quit it.
No, he didn't want to. She wanted to. She
didn't want to leave?
She wanted to hit it and quit it. But
No, she
wanted to.
didn't. She was like, I want to stay with you forever. And he was like,
Did you get what name he took instead of Roy?
no.
It was
Jason?
Jason. It was for Jason Todd. It was a little Batman reference.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
was like, that's cool. So,
Jason.
she has sex with him, and then he's a mechanic, and he leaves her in the morning, and he basically gives her a note, and he's like, I have to do, I can't be with you because I have to do good, and you have to, you're better off without me, basically.
And she gets upset, and then he's like,
Yes.
plus, I think red was more your color.
And he gives her the
And that
Speedy
sets
outfit.
up that she's gonna be Speedy, and I'm gonna cream everywhere.
Didn't you say that she was going to be the Green Arrow, though?
Which is-
she was for 1 episode.
Yeah.
That was it.
She's like, I'm Oliver Queen!
So we're getting Speedy next season, which I'm looking forward
Or
to.
next episode.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Very true.
But this episode, we got a huge fight. We met Katana.
Katana was badass in this episode.
Oh my god.
But before that...
costume looked silly.
I thought for the CW...
The mask looked
no,
silly.
No, you know whose mask looked silly? Maceo's. Did you see that golden shit he
Oh,
had?
it was Scorpion, dude.
It was like twisted to the side.
It was
too.
Scorpion
It was-
style.
I'm like, take it off, please. No, before that, we find out
He was
Oliver...
like, there's no Maceo.
I kind of figured this last week. Oliver's been conning Ra's al Ghul with Malcolm. That's actually the part I didn't know.
Yeah.
I should have figured that. And he's like, Malcolm, you have to tell them I don't want to get married to Raz's daughter.
Nah, you're just having cold feet.
And Diggle is like crazy.
Diggle's done.
He's like, even if you're good now, you've ruined our friendship. Basically, he talks to him. He gets them captured again, and then we find out that Maseo was the one that gave Roz the Alpha Omega. And we find out in flashbacks Akira was killed by it. Akio. And the general set them all up. He's like, it took me weeks to find you. I found you. That's where, I don't know where that's going.
That's insolent. I have glaucoma.
I don't know how Oliver's getting back to the island. I don't know. At this point, I don't know how he's getting back to the island. But we get to
technically we're only in what, year 3 of his 5-year thing? 3.
Is it 3?
3.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Because
3 years
season 3.
Okay. So where was I going with that? They go to the...
There's a huge fight between Maseo and Katana.
Best fight scene of the season.
It was phenomenal.
Hands down. It's so symbolic, too.
Oh, yeah. He's sitting there, he's got his sword, and he's like, tell Akio I love you.
He's about to beat her.
And he goes over, and she dips it, and
stabs
gets her in the gut.
Tell her for both of us.
And then he leans down, and she starts singing to him. It's the same song she sung to Akio when he died.
What was the song, Dante? No, I know. Joking aside, this scene was phenomenal, and it had me tearing up. That's how good it was. And
all in all, this was a shitty episode, though.
She talks to Felicity, and Felicity's like, "You're not going to convince me otherwise."
He loves you just as much as you love him.
And basically, that's what she tells him, tells her. And they go to fight, and Malcolm's kicking ass.
Oh yeah.
Felicity had my favorite moment of the episode.
When she threw the iPad, she's like, "Yeah!"
And then you see her, she's like, "Aw." She thought she killed him. I thought it was great.
She threw the iPad and hit him in the throat.
And she's like, "Yeah, I killed him." And Malcolm's like, "No, you didn't."
Malcolm's like,
They all get captured again, and Oliver is basically telling
Oliver's like, "Nah, I'm not Oliver."
Oliver visits Diggle. And they have a really good scene here.
And then Maseo comes in. This was before the... No, this was
after the fight.
So some guy comes in and he's like, "Go home!" And he's like...
Diggle's like, "We can't... you've ruined everything. We can't... we're not going to have the same relationship." Which... Season 4 is going to be crazy.
Season 4 is going to be confusing.
I hope so. I hope it's crazy because this season... We'll talk about it next week when we review Arrow all together.
Yeah.
And then we get the marriage. The almost marriage. Yeah, they get...
But also the group as being
poisoned by the Alpha and Omega.
But then they show the promo and they're all
forgot
alive.
About Ray's part in the fight. How awesome that was.
Oh, where they were like, "Oh no, it's getting away," and Felicity's like, "Nah, I got
higher support."
She's like, "I called some higher people," and they're like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "Higher."
And you see Iron Man come out of nowhere.
What?
He looked like Iron Man.
It was the Atom.
It was Blue Iron Man. And then he lands.
No, it was great because Roswell was like, "You know you didn't win." And he's like, "But I blew up 2 planes."
And then
and he's like, "It's still right here."
Ray lands after he gets blown up, and he's laying on the ground, and she's like, "You should see the other guy." It made me laugh. And then we get
Ray has been my favorite part of
he's
the
awesome.
season.
I love him. I can't wait for Legends of Tomorrow because he's going to be probably the main character, hopefully.
No.
Who?
Is
it the team up, basically?
Rip Hunter. He's
okay.
Did you read the synopsis?
I did not.
We have to have that as news next week.
We will. So Oliver finds out. Oh well, Nissa. We find out actually Nissa is not an Al Ghul. Well, she technically is, but her mother is a big important character from the comic books. I don't know who she is.
I don't remember.
But I think this leads to open the door for Talia to come in soon.
The producers have said that Talia can be introduced only if they need her.
I don't think they need her right now.
At
but
the moment,
I think
they do not.
They should eventually. When they do their Batman team up episode, eventually. And then we get the big reveal that Oliver is good. Basically, that was the
Oliver's
episode.
good.
Oliver's good
Because his teammates are dying.
And then the preview shows it next
alive,
week. It's like, Ray's like, shouldn't we all be dead? And I'm thankful we're not, but shouldn't we all be dead?
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, Ray, I'm with you.
And then the promo
this
shows...
This season should have killed me.
Oh my god, this season was so underdeveloped and under wraps.
Yeah, but we'll talk more about that next week. All in all, it was a shitty episode.
It was average.
I thought it was a shitty episode.
It was average.
Aside from that
great fight scene.
But
great character development with Ra's al Ghul. Yeah. He's been a lot better than I thought he was.
We'll talk more.
And we'll talk about the whole entire thing next week. And as always, like,
comment,
and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time. I'm not gonna let you finish. Go ahead.
I love you.
I don't.
He's a dick. You lucky I don't hit you in public.
You hit me in private on the camera.
In private.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye. Go away.
Don't hit me.